This is Top Accolade Global News Update. I am Abiodun Mohammed. Ukrainian troops will keep defending the eastern city of Bakhmut and reinforcements will be sent in, President Volodymyr Zelensky said, apparently prolonging the war's bloodiest battle in a bid to break Moscow's assault force. Moscow has sent thousands of troops in human wave attacks over recent weeks to try to capture Bakhmut and secure its first battlefield victory in more than half a year. Ukrainian forces had been digging trenches further west and in recent days had seemed to be preparing to withdraw in order to preserve their forces and fight elsewhere. But Zelensky's remarks in an overnight address suggested Kiev had elected not only to stay and fight on, but to reinforce the city, apparently convinced that Russia's losses in trying to storm it were still far greater than those of the defenders. Russia, which launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine a year ago and claims to have annexed nearly a fifth of its territory, says taking Bakhmut would be a stepping stone towards recapturing the surrounding Donbas region, a major war aim. The United States should change its distorted attitude towards China, or in quote, conflict and confrontation will follow, China's foreign minister said on Tuesday while defending its stance on the war in Ukraine and defending its close ties with Russia. The US had been engaging in suppression and containment of China rather than engaging in fair, rule-based competition. Foreign Minister Qin Gang told a news conference on the sidelines of an annual parliament meeting in Beijing. Relations between the two superpowers have been tense for years over a number of issues, including Taiwan, trade, and more recently the war in Ukraine, but it worsened last month after the United States shot down a balloon off the US East Coast that it says was a Chinese spying craft. The US says it is establishing guardrails for relations and is not seeking conflict. But Kane said what that meant in practice was that China was not supposed to respond with words or action when slandered or attacked. An Israeli airstrike knocked Aleppo airport out of service on Tuesday and forced the Syrian authorities to reroute flights carrying aid for people affected by last month's earthquake. Syrian state media reported. The Israeli military declined to comment. Israel has for years been carrying out attacks against what it has described as Iran-linked targets in Syria, where Tehran's influence has grown since it began supporting President Bashar al-Assad in the civil war that began in 2011. In the second attack on Aleppo airport in 6 months, Syria air defenses intercepted missiles launched from the Mediterranean west of the coastal city of Latakia at 2:07 a.m. local time, state news agency Sana reported, citing a military source. The attack caused material damage to the airport. Sana cited the source as saying, without mentioning any casualties. In a statement reported by state media, the transport ministry said humanitarian aid flights would be rerouted to Damascus and Latakia after the Israeli aggression. Foreign donors, including the United Arab Emirates, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Algeria, have flown aid into Aleppo airport since the February 6th earthquake, Syrian state media has reported. North Korea has said that any move to intercept and shoot down its test missiles would be considered a declaration of war. The statement on Tuesday by Kim Yo-jong, the powerful sister of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, cited a South Korean media report that said the United States planned to shoot down Pyongyang's intercontinental ballistic missiles (ICBMs) if the weapons were test-launched towards the Pacific Ocean. The US and its allies have never shot down North Korean ballistic missiles, typically launched at steep angles to avoid neighboring countries, but the question has drawn new scrutiny since Pyongyang suggested it would fire more missiles over Japan. Kim Yo-jong said Pyongyang would see any US military action against its strategic weapons test as a declaration of war. The fiery rhetoric from North Korea comes as the US and South Korea restore and scale up their joint military drills following a record number of missile tests by Pyongyang last year. The US deployed a B-52 bomber for a joint drill with South Korean fighter jets on Monday in what South Korea's defense ministry said was a show of force against North Korea's nuclear and missile threats. The US and South Korean militaries are also preparing to revive their largest exercises later this month. That is the size of Top Accolade Global News Update. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Tuesday!